Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our last video, and I think we left off somewhere within us wanting to play this character again, which will be happening in a game that I will be hosting as a first-time DM, so nobody knows how that's going to happen. I'm still running low on players, and yeah, I really don't have that much time with college and everything. But, we shall see. Also, as explained in our last video, we said that we would be explaining the foot shooter incident. Do you have anything to say about that?
Gun safety is it's a thing, kids, that I'd recommend learning. So, for a bit more context on that, this was one of my first characters that I ever played for D&D, and the first session I ever had with him, or one of the first at least, we arrived in the city of Pearlguard. And almost immediately, everyone wanted to go weapon shopping, because murder hobos. And I was playing him as a gunslinger there as well, since I love gunslingers. They're fun to play, and they're quite reliable. Never gotten to higher level with one of them, though. And we visited a store called Frost Emporium, which had a large selection of not only guns, but magic items. And as we entered the store, the owner was polishing a very nice double-barrel shotgun.
I am looking back at this footage and I'm realizing how much time I spent with this. Like, the scales of themselves. Goodness.
Yeah, this was weeks worth of effort. At least.
At least.
But back to the story. As the store owner was polishing the shotgun, my character, Toron, decided to make a comment about how nice of a weapon that was, and if he could take a look at it. Then the store owner not only agreed to allow him to take a look at the weapon, but decided tossing it at him while it was fully loaded was a good idea. I fumbled the dexterity save that my DM made me roll, and grabbed the gun with my thumb on the trigger, discharging it into my foot. That's why he has a missing toe there. So within 3 sessions of my first D&D campaign, I had not only a title of the Foot Shooter, but was immortalized in that campaign as the guy who had a plaque in every single one of the Frost Emporium stores that said, "Do not throw guns at Kenkus," or this one specifically. I see this as a complete win because, well, I contributed to gun safety. By...
And let's not forget that one time that happened again with that autofailure issue.
Listen, we don't talk about that one, okay? That, we both know that one was complete BS.
Maybe. It was funny, though.
It may have been funny, but that doesn't make it less BS. Anywho, let's get back towards the topic. So then, that is more or less the story of how he became the foot shooter, quite simply. So, are there any other questions you have for me about the character?
Well, are there any characters in-game that you want to talk about? Any bonds that you formed with anybody?
There was Avis. So, later on in the campaign, before it ended, I decided to multi-class into Beast Tamer, a homebrew class that the DM looked over and said it would be alright. It's also how I tamed Inky up there, if you remember from the last time. And Avis was a snowy owlbear we found in a more arctic area. He was quite old, and, surly. Old owlbears don't really like people coming onto their property very much. So when this old bird decides to come on up and pat him on the head, well, no one came out without losing. Well, no one lost a limb or anything, so I say it turned out alright. And at the end of the day, I ended up being able to tame Avis and bring him along with.
Which is really fun. Ah, the cloak. Yes, I remember this vividly.
I'm pretty sure the cloak was the second most painful piece of this.
Well, see here, you had the bright idea of creating the cloak entirely out of feathers, and I was not going to sit down and draw every single feather. So I did what I had to do. I sat down and actually created not one, not two, 6 whole brushes to get this job done. Or at least 7 from what I can see down there. 7 brushes?
It was so
some for
before all of this editing.
Feathers, thin feathers, wide feathers, ragged feathers, all the kinds of feathers. And I even did outlined versions because I was like, what if I want them outlined? And honestly, it was a lot of work, I will say this. But really, I used those feathers in so many more things coming up. I'm not even mad because I do work with a lot of feathers and feathery objects and stuff. And this really helped. This really helped. Am I happy that I did it? Kinda. Am I proud of what I did? Very much so. It really looks nice.
Do you wish you didn't have to spend 2 weeks doing it?
I mean, it wasn't 2 weeks, more so let's say 3 to 4 days.
Nah, you were griping about it for 2 weeks at least.
Hey, I'm allowed to do it, alright?
Anywho, enough teasing the artist. The reason why I chose feathered cloaks is because that is actually an item from his family. Among the Ashwing family, there's a bit of a tradition where anyone who leaves the family takes this cloak along with them. It holds the feathers of their lineage. All of the mothers, daughters, sons, fathers, all of them contribute some feathers to this cloak. And this is why he wears it all the time. It's literally his ancestors coming along with him for the ride, watching out for him. Which is one reason why, if anyone stole this cloak, God help you.
And if he gives this cloak to you, that is a symbol of the utmost honor, I believe.
It's an absolute symbol of trust, because he is trusting you not just with something that is dear to him, but if he ever lost that cloak, it would be like he threw away every single tie and shot his family in the back. That's what this cloak means to them. And especially since all of them had passed away, it meant even more.
Every single family member immortalized through one cloak.
It's kind of like a genealogy tree, except instead of being a book, it's a cloak. A lot more useful if you ask me.
Yep. There's the gun again.
How beautiful you are.
Beautifully painful you are to do.
Well, you know what they say, beauty is pain.
Yeah, you of course you would know, huh?
Hey!
Uh-huh.
No need to be mean.
I'm just teasing.
Fucking teasing me all the dang time. Anywho. I think that's most everything about him that I can think of at the moment. Other than Riverquill, but I feel like that's gonna take a lot longer than we have left to explain.
Yeah. Well, just a brief description. Riverquill was basically the academy that Ashwing wanted to create. Yeah, just an academy for young aspiring students, aspiring little rascals just like him that wanted to know more about the world.
Yeah.
And not just an academy, but now I think it's a fully fledged city.
A full-fledged city, and an independent one too. It doesn't belong to any nation, and how I wanted to have it set up was it was a completely independent city that is neutral in all forms of outside politics. Meaning that they could act as a mediator between two warring nations or two conflicting groups that didn't have anyone, to mediate.
silver bullets and lead bullets for when you can't decide if you want to shoot a lycanthrope or a person.
Or if you need to shoot both within a short period of time.
I mean, could you? Was it a double barrel? I don't remember.
No, but being a break action, it's quite easy to just open it back up, pull the bullet out, and swap it.
Yeah, you say that when you're being chased down by a bunch of, I don't know, undead monsters.
He was never chased down by anything. He was a sniper, so he would have been on a hill half a mile back while the party is running into some kind of crazy camp full of orcs. That did actually happen
Yeah.
once.
Honestly, it was like, I don't know. His character was pretty fun. It was fun, like, having him interact with all the other characters, you know what I mean?
He was definitely part of the emotional heart of the group.
I'm sad that he had to leave the way he did, but oh well. What can you do?
I'm just glad someone didn't try to steal his stuff when he did disappear.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank you very kindly.
You had to put in so many layers for this one. Oh my goodness.
How large was this file size after you were done?
Oh, I mean, down there it shows it was pretty small, but honestly, at times it got so bad that it was lagging back and forth. I couldn't even listen to music at times. It got so bad.
Oh, the reflections on the barrels. I almost forgot that detail.
Yeah, see, I feel like this is the epitome of way too much effort on my part. But really, I'm not saying that I hate it. Honestly, whenever somebody says, "Oh, what's your most proudest work? Like, what's something that you're proud of?" I can just show them this and be like, "Hey, I worked my butt off for this one, and I'm really proud of how it came out." Because like I put a lot of details into like the scratch parts and everything in the gun. Because I believe that's what Avis did to the gun at some point.
Along with other things, these scratches were picked up from when he was younger and just wear and tear throughout the years. Though, as most of you could probably see, there's not a speck of dust on this gun, or a spot of rust. He took good care of it, even though it never got much use inside of a pocket dimension. He did grow a lot of raisins, though.
Inside the pocket dimension?
Yeah. If you remember inside of Trunks, there was a part of Trunks that had a small garden patch.
Oh, that's what it was for. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, do you remember the weed business that they tried to start up?
Hey, shh. We don't talk about that. We need to keep it PG.
My bad. The garden supply business they started to try. I don't know.
Garden supply. Let's go with that.
I hope this doesn't get demonetized.
Nah, you're fine. I'll just bleep it out.
Well, love it. Either way, this is definitely someone I would have wanted to play all the way through. Maybe I'll get to do that one of these days. And maybe I'll get to drag this one here along as a player too. Instead of being...
Hopefully. I mean, hey, if you're playing as an NPC in my campaign, then yeah, you will.
Well...
But it's going to be a long while before he even shows up because he's a part of the boss battle.
What I mean is actually getting the two of us into the same D&D group again.
I don't even know when that's going to happen. I'm in way too many D&D groups, and honestly, it's way too much work.
Hey, you should probably downsize on those a little.
Yeah, probably. Hey, at least one of them ended. That's fun.
Oh, interesting. You didn't tell me about that.
It just happened yesterday.
Ah. How many?
It's like the second ever campaign that I ever finished.
The first one was my campaign.
And that ended, well,
with a bard
I don't want to
destroying
talk
the world.
about it.
We'll talk about that one if we ever talk about some of the... Ooh, wait.
If we ever get
around to some of the pieces you've done for that campaign.
If we do.
Hey, here's hoping. Anyway,
Here's to hope.
We're about to run out of time again.
Right. So, as it goes, as I go. thank you all so much for watching, and I had a ton of fun drawing this. And once again, thank you so much for commissioning me to do this. It was a learning curve. It was a whole ass ride to get this all done, to get this to where it is. And I'm really proud of how it turned out. And until the next time, we shall meet again. Bye!